Beloved, listen closely. For there are words that can open the windows of heaven, keys that can unlock the storehouses you thought were long shut. There are seeds that, when sown with faith, will birth a harvest in places you thought barren. Today, I invite you to speak life over what seems empty, to prophesy abundance where you see lack. Imagine holding your wallet, a simple thing, yet it carries your hope, your sweat, your dreams. And I tell you, when you speak the right words over it, rooted in eternal truth, you will watch it never run dry again. Close your eyes for a moment and think about this. How often have you stared at your wallet, your bank balance, your paycheck, and felt that sinking feeling in your chest, that whisper that says, it's not enough. It will never be enough. Too often we let that whisper become the loudest voice in our minds, and we unknowingly speak its lies back into our own lives. But beloved, hear this truth. Your wallet is not your source. That slim piece of leather or fabric is not your provider. It is only a vessel, a container for what the true source pours into your life. You see, when you focus on the shortage, your vision becomes clouded by fear. Fear of not having enough is the root of so much worry, so much striving. But when you lift your eyes from the emptiness and fix them on the one who never runs dry, your whole life shifts. The scriptures say, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. Do you understand what that means? It means that you are the child of the one who owns it all. He owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He owns the gold in every mountain. He owns the river that never stops flowing. And he says, I am your shepherd. You shall not want. This is not just poetry. This is a promise. And it is a key. If you speak into your wallet only what you see with your eyes, you will always speak lack. But if you declare what is true in the kingdom, you speak abundance even when the purse looks empty. You say, my provision is not limited by this. My source is limitless. My Father is rich in mercy, rich in glory, rich in all things, and he is my provider. Let me give you a simple but powerful example. There was a single mother who worked 2 jobs and still felt her purse was always empty. Every time she opened her wallet, she would sigh and say, it's never enough. It's always gone. Then one day she heard this truth, that she had been speaking death over her finances. So she changed her words. Every time she opened her wallet, no matter how little she saw inside, she would hold it in her hands and say, Lord, I thank you that you are my source. You are my provider. This wallet is just a vessel, and you fill it. You multiply what I have. Little by little, things began to change. She found unexpected discounts at the store. Friends brought groceries over without asking. New opportunities opened up that paid her more. Her wallet did not magically overflow overnight, but her heart did. Her faith did. Her eyes were no longer on the lack, but on the provider. And the more she acknowledged him, the more the windows of heaven opened over her life. Beloved, this is your first key. Stop speaking shortage. Stop staring at emptiness. Hold your wallet and say, this is not my source. My source is greater, and he will never run dry. When you do that, you step into a stream that can never be stopped, the endless abundant flow that comes from the one who owns it all. There is a mystery woven into the fabric of creation that whatever you bless grows, and whatever you curse withers. This is why the words you speak over what you hold in your hands matter so much. You may look into your wallet and see only a few crumpled notes, a few coins rattling in the corners, and you may feel shame, frustration, or fear. But in that moment, you hold in your hands the power to bless or to curse. If you despise the little you have, you speak death to your own harvest before it ever has a chance to grow. But when you bless the small, you invite heaven to multiply it in ways you could never imagine. Think about the miracle of the 5 loaves and 2 fish. A crowd of thousands sat hungry on a hillside. The disciples saw lack. They said, what is this among so many? But the Lord took that tiny portion, lifted it up, gave thanks, blessed, and then broke it and gave it away. And what happened? Not only did everyone eat until they were full, but there were 12 baskets left over. The blessing turned the small into more than enough. What if they had looked at those loaves and fish and said, "This is worthless. This will never feed anyone"? The miracle would have stopped before it started. So it is with your wallet, your purse, your paycheck, your handful of coins. When you open it, speak blessing. Say, "I bless what is in my hands. I bless the work that brought it here. I bless every cent to multiply, to grow, to open doors." Blessing is an act of gratitude, and gratitude unlocks abundance. A heart that gives thanks for the little is a magnet for more. Let me share a simple example with you. There was a young man who used to get angry every payday because his wages were so small. He would pull the bills from his envelope, grumble about taxes, complain about his boss, and by the time he was done, he felt poorer than when he started. Then one day he heard this truth, that words have power, that blessing releases increase. So the next payday, he did something different. He held his envelope in both hands, lifted it up, and said, "Father, thank you for this. It may look small, but you are the God who multiplies. I bless this income. I bless the hands that paid me. I bless it to stretch further than I can imagine." That week, unexpected opportunities came. He found ways to save that he had never seen before. A friend offered him extra hours at better pay. What changed? His heart shifted from cursing the small to blessing it. And that changed everything. Beloved, do not despise what looks like not enough. Do not speak words of anger or fear over the seeds in your hand. Take them, hold them up, and bless them. Say, "Thank you, Lord, that what I have is good seed. Thank you that what I have will multiply. I bless my wallet, my purse, my income, my coins. I bless it all to grow." This is how you prepare the soil for miracles. What you bless, heaven breathes on. What you thank him for, he increases. And what you hold with faith, he will multiply until your empty places overflow. There is a deeper root behind every empty wallet, every struggling bank account, every repeating cycle of lack. And that root is agreement. You see, words are powerful, but agreements are even more so. Many people do not even realize they have made silent pacts with the spirit of lack. Those words growing up like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "People like us never have enough," or "We're just meant to struggle." Those words take root, they become a belief, and that belief becomes an invisible ceiling over your life. You work harder, you plan better, but you keep hitting the same wall. The reason is simple. You've been watering a lie. But beloved, you can break that agreement today. When you speak over your wallet, your purse, your provision, you must not only bless it, you must cancel every lie that says you'll never have enough. You have to stand up in the spirit and say, "I break every chain of poverty thinking. I reject every curse of lack spoken over me or through me. I come out of agreement with every word that says I will always be empty." This is not just positive thinking. This is spiritual warfare. This is tearing down the stronghold that has kept you bound. There is power in your words, but there is greater power in your authority to revoke permission. You are a child of the Most High. You do not belong to lack, you belong to abundance. Imagine a well that's been covered with a stone for generations. You can stand there and pray for water all you want, but until you roll away that stone, nothing will flow. Breaking agreement with lack is that moment you push away the stone and let the living water come rushing through. Let me tell you about a woman who lived this truth. She grew up hearing her family say, "We're cursed with bad luck. Money never stays in our house." She carried those words for years. No matter how much she earned, it would slip away. Unexpected bills, sudden emergencies, debts she couldn't shake. One night she heard a sermon about breaking agreements with poverty. She felt something stir inside her. She went home, sat at her kitchen table, laid her purse before her, and prayed. "Father, I renounce every word that says I will never have enough. I break every generational curse of poverty over my family. I come out of agreement with lack. I come into agreement with your promise that I am blessed, that I am provided for, that you will open the windows of heaven over my life. From that night on, things began to shift. Unexpected debts were forgiven. She got a better job without even applying for it. She found favor where she had once only found closed doors. She said it was like she had finally unplugged a dam and the blessing began to flow. So, beloved, stand firm in this. Speak not only blessing, but freedom. Refuse to let old curses live another day in your house. Hold your wallet and say, I reject the lie of lack. I break the curse of poverty. I am no longer in agreement with emptiness. I am in covenant with the God of more than enough. When you break the wrong agreement, you make room for the right one. The agreement with abundance that heaven has been waiting to pour into your life. Once you have lifted your eyes to the true source, blessed what you have, and broken every agreement with lack, there is another step you must take. You must boldly declare the promise of overflow. Too many people stop at asking for just enough to get by. They whisper prayers for the bare minimum, afraid to hope for more because they think it sounds greedy or impossible. But beloved, overflow is not about selfish gain. It is about living in the abundance that lets you bless others, live generously, and walk as a testimony of heaven's goodness. You were not created for scraps falling from the table. You were invited to sit at the feast. Overflow is not a wishful thought. It is a promise woven through every page of the Word. My cup runs over, David sang. You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion, Paul wrote. Overflow means more than enough for you and enough to spill over to everyone around you. When you declare overflow, you are aligning your wallet, your purse, your bank account with the never-ending river of God's supply. But here's the secret. Your declaration must come from a place of faith, not fear. Fear says, what if I run out again? Faith says, my source never runs dry. Fear says, I only deserve just enough. Faith says, I am blessed to be a blessing, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So you stand, you hold that wallet that once mocked you with emptiness, and you speak with authority. I declare overflow. I declare increase. I declare more than enough, so that my life can be a river of blessing for others. Let me share an example of how powerful this can be. There was a small business owner who struggled to keep her shop open. Every month was a battle to cover rent, pay her workers, and scrape together a tiny profit. She would pray for enough to survive, nothing more. But one day she realized she was only asking for crumbs. So she changed her prayers and her words. Every morning, she unlocked her shop door and said out loud, I declare overflow in this place. I declare customers coming from the north, south, east, and west. I declare that this shop will be a blessing to this community, and my cup will run over so I can bless my workers and their families too. At first, nothing seemed different, but within weeks, new customers began to show up without any advertisements. One day, a local paper featured her store for free. Soon, she was not just covering rent, but expanding her business, hiring more people, and giving back to local charities. The promise of overflow became her reality because she dared to declare it, believe it, and live it. Beloved, speak it over your wallet every day. My cup runs over. My wallet overflows. I am not just surviving, I am thriving so I can lift others up too. Your declaration of overflow releases heaven's abundance into your everyday life. Don't settle for just enough. You are a child of the one who does exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or imagine. Declare it, stand on it, and watch the river of overflow wash over every empty place in your life. So take your wallet, your purse, your empty jar, hold it up to heaven. Speak life into it, speak blessing into it, and speak faith into it, and watch how the one who multiplied loaves and fishes will multiply your every seed. May your wallet never be empty again, not because of paper and coin, but because the wellspring within you has been awakened. Go now, declare it daily. I am provided for. I am blessed. I am a river, not a reservoir. My wallet will never be empty again. And so let it be. Amen.